with us Mr. Augustine Chalissery. Mr. Augustine ran his business in Dubai, but his business went into a spin in the recession of 2008. His spiritual life underwent a transformation at St. Mary's Church in Dubai. There, he surrendered his will to God and asked God to lead, and he would follow. Augustine's speech today on spiritual discernment is through his personal experience of God. Yes, Augustine?
Good evening, everyone. I thank Father Michael for the opportunity to speak on spiritual discernment. In order to understand what spiritual discernment is, you will need to move out from the physical world that we live in and enter into the metaphysical world, the world of energies, of unseen forces, higher and lower realms. I know that this is a subject on which most people switch off. Their systems shut down and they don't want to hear anything more on this because it jars their senses and it makes them feel restless and uncomfortable. Such topics are perceived as irrational and does not appeal to the logical mind. I'll try to make this as simple as possible for everyone to understand, and it's not as complicated as you would imagine. Metaphysics is a science in philosophy that delves into the unseen. Our relationship with the Creator is a metaphysical relationship. A Creator has no form, yet we can feel His presence around us in every moment. A Creator communicates to us, but we are so self-absorbed, lost in our own world, that we hardly listen. For us to hear what the Creator has to say and be guided in the decisions we make, we need to transcend from the physical realm into higher realms. This we do by a process called transcending. You transcend the five senses and your basic instincts to move out from the physical realms to higher realms. It's in the higher realms that you experience spirituality and sink into the same frequency of the Creator. Most of our problems arise when we make decisions based on what we are led to believe by people whom we trust. This is the external world that we deal with. Then, there are the voices or forces in our head that reaffirm what we are led to believe and nudge us into taking decisions. This is the internal world that we deal with. When the decisions backfire, we end up hurt and broken. We blame ourselves and shut ourselves from the world. The people we deal with in our lives, as well as the voices that advise us inside our head, confuse us. And more often than not, we invariably end up making wrong decisions. To find peace of mind and find solutions, some of us practice meditation. Some of us spend hours in prayer. Some go on pilgrimages. We rely on the process of analysis, logical thinking, rationalizing and reasoning to resolve day-to-day issues, fight off negativity, and to stop ourselves from getting into depression. None of this works, and the only way to be one step ahead of the game is to pray for divine intervention. It's ironical that we believe in the existence of God, but for some reason we resist connecting to Him. If God is a positive energy to have to watch your back, an equal and powerful negative energy stops us from getting any closer to him. It's time we break through these barriers and explore the other realms or dimensions beyond the confines of the mind that takes us closer to God. The blessing we need to protect us, to guard us and help us in making the right decisions is the power of discernment. We need to have the ability to discern and judge well. Discern means the ability to have a higher degree of perception, an ability to separate the wheat from the chaff, the ability to flesh out the details to the bone and reconstruct various scenarios or perspectives that will give you a 360-degree view of what you are getting into. This prepares us for the worst-case scenarios, and whatever we enter into, we go in with our eyes open. With the power of discernment, you are able to protect yourself from being compromised, undervalued, and disrespected. In order to discern accurately, your niyat or intent has to be very clear. Your primary thoughts has to be pure. Only then will you be able to discern the niyat or intent of the person you're dealing with. You will need to perceive and discern the intent of the person to know if the person harbors good thoughts or evil thoughts about you. In the spiritual context, discern means distinguishing between what is good and what is evil. It means discerning the voice of God from the voice of evil. If your primary thoughts are evil, your intent will be evil, and your deeds will reflect your negative, toxic polarity. If your primary thoughts are pure, your intent will be full of love, and your deeds will reflect your positive, caring polarity. It's clear that the power of discernment can only be attained through divine intervention. It's a gift granted to you when you and your of mental processes to reach the gate. The question is, how do we connect to this power around us and seek his blessing to grant you the power of discernment? Everything that we see or use around us, that we actually begin to engage our intelligence. And it is when we begin to engage our intelligence that we begin to be aware of an intellect that is far beyond comprehension and is far more advanced, superior, complex, and sophisticated than mankind can ever imagine. We have been built with a technology unknown to mankind. We are still to find a way to build a cell in a laboratory on our own. We will never know how the technology works within us and how everything comes together to function as one unit, one human body. Everything on earth and beyond earth works with meticulous precision and timing. Is it our arrogance that stops us from acknowledging and being grateful for the gift of life? We need to give the Creator the credit for our existence, our breath and our life. Unfortunately, this is what we all fail to do. We have taken him for granted. Our relationship with him is one way. We only ask from him and we give him back nothing in return. It's about time we ask him what he expects in return. And when he does reveal that to you, it's called doing his will. This does not mean that you give up your worldly life for him. All you do is you do something for him for what he does for you. Make it a give and take relationship instead of only a take and keep taking relationship. Our five senses helps us to perceive our external world, but we are lost when it comes to perceiving our inner universe. I'll put forth my views on this and I expect you will understand a little better on how to journey into the inner universe. The way to transcend from one realm to another is by understanding the different level of consciousness. The realm or dimension we all live in is the physical world. You live a life dictated by what your mind asks you to do. You are not in control. Your mind is in control. Let's call this the neutral state. You shift the gear downwards into reverse and your mind enters level 3, the realm of the unconscious mind, where lies feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that is outside of conscious awareness. Our unconscious mind many a time manipulates our behavior. We never really know why we do the things we do. As we delve deeper, we reach level 2, the collective unconscious mind. It is that part of the unconscious mind containing memories, impulses, and data from thousands of years of which we are not consciously aware. As we descend deeper, we reach level 1, the realm of cosmic consciousness. Here, the human mind is elevated beyond the awareness of the self and the ego and enters a place of oneness and unity with the Creator. It is on this inner journey that you get in touch with your inner being, your soul, and your spirit. As you continue your journey, you reach the core, where you come in touch with your true self. It could either be selfish and self-centered or selfless and sacrificing. It's either black, white, or gray. You shift the gear upwards from the neutral state or the physical world. Your mind enters higher realms where your reality, as you have been experiencing so far, undergoes a paradigm shift. Level 5 is a state which is called the state of transcendental consciousness. Here, you just experience silence. This is a state where the mind and the senses are completely silent. But consciousness is fully awake. Most people stop here. They experience huge resistance and fear in moving forward, in going higher. The next level is level 6, superconsciousness. This is where true creativity is found. You experience a deepening sense of peace, calmness, divine love, and bliss. You achieve self-realization. You can access intuition, inspired problem solving, and healing. This is where you are granted the power of discernment. To reach this point takes hard work, dedicated effort, and single-minded determination. Level 7 is the realm of cosmic consciousness, or God consciousness, or divine consciousness, where we are aware of God as we are aware of ourselves. The only known way to shift gears into the higher and lower realms is through meditation. The true purpose of meditation is to transcend your current state of consciousness, driven by the instinct, and work towards being a better version of yourself. The sooner you sink into the Creator and be in union with Him, the sooner you improve your quality of life and lead a life of less stress and chaos. The ball is in your court. Now you cannot say you didn't know how to connect to the Creator or how to be granted the power of discernment to apply in your personal life and spiritual life. Thank you.
Thank you, Augustine, on that enriching talk on spiritual discernment. We are truly grateful for your presence, and we look forward to having you here in our midst again the next time we have some talks like this.